We are live. We are live. I repeat, we are live. How is it going, my friends? We are back to the landscape mode. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. Let me know. I've still got a Christmas wreath up behind me. That's festive, so I hope you like the festiveness. We're gonna just let that hang there until it falls apart and I can use the tannins in the aquarium. So how's everybody doing? It's been a while since we've done a stream this way. I'm curious to see who it alerts when we're not doing it the other way where we're moving around. We're kind of stuck in this position. I can pull up the other camera on my phone and we can go walk around, but I'm not gonna. Today we're gonna hang out here. I'm basically just fitting an extra fishery episode in because why not? I figured let's do that. I got a little bit of time on a Sunday. I haven't been feeling well for a number of days, and I just wanted to do it while I could. I'm still fighting an infection in my leg that's just really been an uphill battle with my immune issues, but let's not worry about that for right now. Yeti, what's going on? Prodigal Aquarist, Craig's Catfish Cave, what's up, buddy? Aloha, this guy, Mikey's Fish Tanks, Bugsy Craftworks, what's up? M&S Brannon, hello. Nancy B in Tennessee, already coming out of the gates with a super chat. Thank you so kindly, Nancy. That's very, very thoughtful of you. I appreciate it. So today, what we're thinking is that we will talk about what everybody thinks the coolest fish are for 2025. Now, I have my own thoughts, and I'm going to share them with you and show them to you, and that's why we're on the computer sitting here in the landscape mode. Happy New Year to you too, Nancy. Wobbly Fox, Chris in the Desert, hello, hello. Radina Winsbury, hello. Who else is in here? Linda Worth, Ashen Walls, 64. Simon, is that the original Simon too? Mick, what's going on, buddy? You're not late. You're all good. 186 Element in the house. Aquatic Moose, what's up? Good to see you. Alex B in the let's see here. All right, so I think Madakas are still going to take off. I don't care if I say this for the last 3 years in a row that Madaka are going to get bigger. The price hasn't gone down. You'd expect with a fish that's popular for the price to kind of rise and then drop, right? Once it reaches a critical mass. And the weirdest thing is they're easy to breed. Everyone can breed them at home. You can breed them in a bird bath, literally. You can breed them in a cup, and yet they're still expensive. And yes, it is rare to get the harder to find strains in America still, but people have been importing those rare strains now for 5-6 years, at least, in pretty good numbers. So it's kind of boggling my mind, where are the Medaka of a reasonable price and rare character? I think I want to put this on. I think this completes my wintry lumberjack look. If we could breed only one type of guppy, what kind and color would you breed? Bugsy Craftworks wants to know. Okay, I can put your comments on in this mode. I would say, I do like the Hawaiian blue Moscow guppies. I also like the bluegrass crossed with the Hawaiian bluegrass ones that Luke Robux originally had, and then Bentley Pasco now has a lot of them, and he sold them to quite a few people now too. Also, there's one called the purple snakeskin, metallic purple snakeskin, with Dumbo ears that are platinum. Those are incredible. I've only seen them once, but I would really like those. And I would finally say that probably the other one that I like is the one that looks like a mini koi fish from above. And while I don't normally like the flauncy giant fins like Dumbo fins and stuff, I do in some of the guppies. But you just have to be thoughtful where you put them. Like if they're indoor, or if they're in a pond that's protected, because they can't get away from birds and things fast enough. They're slow moving fish. They're very prone to infection compared to regular guppies, and they're inbred, so they like the higher temperature range too. So between all those things, I would say that, you know, it's a little difficult, but I still like the Dumbo ears with the delta tail and everything. Let's see here. Somebody said now the gray names finally. I think most people are in gray in the chat. We finally outnumber those greens. Hey, I like seeing the well, I don't know what you guys see, but green to me is members. Blue is usually a member and a moderator. Yeah, I want to thank all the members. You guys make this happen. You guys have allowed me to keep doing this through all the illness and medical bills and crazy stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be afloat if it weren't for you guys, and nor would I have the time to be, you know, catching back up finally and like making more content again. I kind of have to get into a flow with content where I have a backlog of ideas and I'm ready to kind of put them out there and like workshop them and like brainstorm and plan how they're going to go and then start editing them. And some of them will sit then for a week or a month or whatever, or I need to find out more info and I'm waiting to get an email from an expert. And it's you guys that are committed to multiple videos long term on the channel. I mean, that make that possible. So just thank you again, you guys. It means the world to me. And we've been having some fun over on Discord too. So I've really been liking seeing people's tanks, people's fish, their questions. People are helping each other out too. I know like we have a lot of international folks in there too, which is really cool. And I haven't really been in the Facebook page all that much lately, but yeah. Johnny Best, what's going on? Also, Brenda T, hello. I'm late because I was feeding fish and looking at my mindless guppy antler tank, realized how many beautiful crosses there are. Yeah, no harm in that. I'd probably be later than you are. I love looking at a big, you know, mosh pit of mixed guppies, assorted gups. You made a live, Melissa. Well, I'm happy you made the live too. Welcome. Pond Puppies, hello, and thanks for being a member, buddy. I just remember I liked the name last time too. Adele Rios, what's up? Corey Dora, hey, what's up? It's a Steenfot live stream reference. Corey Dora, did you say something? Oh, I didn't actually get whatever you sent, Corey Dora. Oh, well, I saw the moose part, but I didn't get whatever else you sent. It just showed up as a text box. So for some reason, the symbol or whatever it was you sent didn't come through, unfortunately. We need more greenies in the house. Yeah, I'll go with that. More green, guys, more members. Give me members. No, you guys do what you do. If you like the channel enough and you got the time. Oh, Melissa is becoming a member. Look at that. We got more greenies in the house. Well, welcome. Oh, no, Corey Dora, there's no beef between me and Bob. No, we get along fine. I think, unless he suddenly doesn't like me or something. But last time I checked last week, we got along great. Let's see here. Corey Steenfots gets all memberships off the rip, but Alex deserves them. No beef. You know, the other thing is Corey would come into his chats and do like just buy tons of guest memberships. And I'm not mad at that at all. Like, good for them. But that'll get you a whole bunch of members very quickly, which is cool. I mean, I've had people do that too. Johnny has bought so many members just to be a nice guy, Johnny Best, and you know, a number of people on here have done it. Quag Moose has done it. Coro's done it. But yeah, So how are we doing? Oh, Corridor says my previous comment about the gray people outnumbering the greens. There's a running joke in Steenfot. Oh, okay. You cannot win gifted members. Just cannot win gifted memberships. Ah, I see. I see. Well, good thing. I think there's only 6 active gifted memberships right now. So the rest are legit. And thank you for that. Neo Veritas, what's up? Pile Aquatics, good evening, sir. He ruined the joke. He explained it. Yeah, I hear you. It's all good. So I was just thinking though, I think loaches are another thing that like they have not been cracked in this hobby. Like we do not keep loaches at near enough the rate we should, and they can be a very good part of the cleanup crew. Same with North American like catfish and bottom feeding fish. Some of the algae eating fish from America would probably eat like black beard algae and stuff, but the problem is they get like a foot long in general or 9 inches long usually. So they may not be a good fit for like smaller tanks under say 75 gallons or whatever. But there are some really interesting ones out there. Are there any publicly available aquascape galleries in the US? Great question, Adam. There's a couple. There's the Aquarium Design Group or Aqua Design Group in Houston, Texas. There is AFA or Aquaflora. What is it? Wait, is it Aquaria Flora? Oh, now I can't remember what it stands for. AFA, but they do. They're tied to like UNS and all that. And in at AFA, I've done a tour of their shop. You can go see. They have at least 6 or 7 tanks up at a time usually. And then there's also one in New York City, in Brooklyn. The last time I heard, I don't know, maybe I think they're still open. Then there's Aquarium Zen in Seattle, and there used to be Aquarius in Bellevue, which is just a suburb of Seattle, but it closed a year and a half ago. And then there's also in Chicago, there's 2 really incredible. There's ADG, and then there's what's the other one? UTK, I think. They're all acronyms. I don't know. Everyone does an acronym. But yeah, there are a number of them. And then DC has Maasai, their fish group, but they also have a DC aquascaping group. And they have like at the Natural History Museum of the Chesapeake Bay, they do have a bunch of cool aquariums that have been set up by the Aquascaping Club somewhat. So that might be something to check out if you're over there. Other than that, I'm sure there are aquascaping stores that are like galleries. I was shocked that LA didn't really have many aquascape things going on. You know, they had some shops that sold aquascape stuff, but no real galleries. And holy smokes, we got 5 gift memberships. Speak of the devil. Johnny Best, you're the devil, sir. No, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Giving the gift that keeps on giving for a month. Thank you, buddy. If you are getting the new gift of a membership, you will see the 200 plus extra audio-based episodes. And those are named Fishery. The channel used to be Secret History Living in Your Aquarium. Then I changed the name to Fishery because that was going to be the podcast name. Then I had a podcast for a while. And then we kind of just stopped hosting it anywhere other than YouTube. I was doing, I think I've got something on my face. It's bugging me. I was doing numbers around like 5,000 listens a month. And I had Shrimp Envy sponsoring me the fees of like hosting a podcast. But I needed to do more ads and I needed to cover more cost. And I just honestly was like, I don't want to take on the people who were offering to sponsor me. That was the bottom line, was like, I can't stand for certain products and things, or I don't know them. Like, and that's what I mean. I can't stand out and say, like, I only work affiliate links and things with companies' products that I've used a lot, or I know the owner really well, and I will put my head and my neck on the line saying, this is a good thing that I like. And if something goes wrong, I need to have that connection where I can get a hold of someone and try to help out. Whereas like for the podcast, I had a lot of places that seemed cool, but I just didn't know them. And like the owner wasn't like Fluval. They're like, oh, we could give you $1,000 a month for this if you give us 30-second intro at every podcast. And it's like, okay, well, no problem. But can I get a hold of anybody if there's issues? If someone doesn't like Fluval and they have a gripe that seems legitimate, and they're like, well, no, I mean, you'd have to use customer service. So I said no. But yeah. Anyways, let's get back to fish. I don't know how I got on that tangent. But I think, of course, I got on that tangent because I was saying check out the podcast only format, which has a lot of episodes where there's still something to see. If you want to see, I'm still standing there talking in almost every episode. And some of them even have like pictures up, and I've actually edited. But most of them, it's just me talking, and there's nothing to see if it's a fishery episode. There's 207 of those, and you guys haven't seen the 207th episode. It will be up tomorrow morning, and it's not one 5 to 10 minute episode. It's one 20-minute, or it's about, I think, 18 minutes episode. So that will be up tomorrow. I'll up. In fact, it's actually uploaded. It's in my queue to like make public tomorrow. It's just if I did it tonight, YouTube wouldn't treat it well. It probably won't treat it well anyways, but whatever. If you release it in the morning, for some reason on this channel, it thinks that's when you guys are all watching. I don't know. You guys all must be morning people. Has he fallen off the wagon? No. I am drinking, this doesn't even have caffeine. I'm drinking a root beer called Bulldog root beer. It's really good. Never had it before yesterday, and it's a good root beer. It's got vanilla and wintergreen as like a spearmint flavor as the main flavors, rather than like whatever sassafras or anise or any of those kind of like, or ginger, any of that stuff. It's a really smooth, mellow root beer. It tastes like melted ice cream or something, with just a touch of that root beer bite. Not much. Spent all day working out my fish club auction submissions, planning to go to a meeting auction next week. Right on. Yeah, fish clubs are great. I just saw, by the way, Nancy B down in Tennessee. Are you into the native fish, Nancy? Because in Kentucky, they just announced that the NANFA, or North American Native Fish Association, is going to be having their annual get together at the Kentucky Lake, or Lake Kentucky Dam resort, which I haven't heard of the place, but it looks cool. It looks like they're surrounded by water. And Zombie Cat, welcome. Yeah, you finally got a notification. Well, I'm glad you're here. And Che Crustaceans, hello. Or maybe it's Chess or Che's. Probably Che's Crustaceans without an apostrophe, maybe. But yeah, since it's in Kentucky, if I wanted to go, Lawrence Kent wants to go, and he lives in Seattle, obviously, but he travels the world speaking to clubs, and I speak to clubs. I'm supposed to be in St. Louis in September of 2025. So that's all fine and good, but in the end of May and beginning of June, it looks like the NANFA get together is 2 hours from any airport, 3 hours from, I think, Lexington, Memphis, or St. Louis. It's three or 4 hours from each of those places. But it looked like it was 2 or 2.5 hours from Nashville to drive there. So if I flew to Nashville with Lawrence, and then we drove there. It might be possible, but that the diversity in Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, like that southern slash edge of Appalachia, edge of the plains, that transition there, the diversity of fish is insane, and the species are just wild there. So if anybody's going there, oh, nice. Chris in the desert says Kentucky Lake area is all kinds of water. Beautiful area. I miss it. I grew up in Paris Landing. Oh, right on. Yeah, I wanted to. Oh, we got some gifted memberships again. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's see here. Heavyweight champ, what's up? Happy New Year. Curious about your opinion regarding the difference in care requirements between bettas and sparkling gouramis. Sparkling gouramis can live in a very small space also. They have a little bit larger territories for their size. The males can be pretty aggressive, but they're just such a small fish without teeth that it's mostly comical, and they don't really like cause much damage other than just shrimp or maybe really nano fish or really baby fish. So, I mean, you can keep them in like a 2 or 3 gallon tank if you really want to. But I think you do get more interesting behavior if you've got like 2 males, say 4 females in a tank that's like a 10 gallon or a 15 or 20 even. A 20 long's best because then they can have 2 territories and some neutral space where they can kind of interact, and they'll show off their fins and they'll dance for each other. And same with like the little croaking gouramis and stuff like that. You're going to want those, get a little bit bigger, but they're very fun also. Let's see here. I just found an amazing spot for darters just across the state line. Nice. Yeah, see, that's another thing that I think the hobby is going to going to get behind eventually. And I've been predicting it now for 3 years. But native fish. I'm seeing the flagfish. I'm seeing the rainbow daces, the rainbow shiners. I've even seen dusky shiners, which are like endangered, and so that's an interesting one that was it for sale online somewhere. It's too much money for me. They're $60 a piece, but yeah, that was really fascinating. The fact that those were around, and now those are pretty stable for Seattle anyways. You can get most of those fish, and I was wondering if out east, in the Great Plains or in Appalachia or the Ozarks, is there more access to any other native fish like mad toms or anything like that? Because some of them you could easily or even pumpkin seed fish. I mean, they're mean. They're very territorial. Darters, daces, and shiners, though, are pretty chill for the most part. And then also all the top minnows and killifish, very cool also. And I think those rain killifish, marsh killifish, swamp and cypress darters, the candy cane darter, orange throat darter, green darter. I think all those will hit the hobby. Europe is already drooling at the mouth to get some of those. So yeah. Neo Veritas says, I have 7 Gulf killifish I got from a local canal here in New Orleans. They are among my favorites. Yeah, those are cool. Also, yeah, the elastomas are great. The only problem is they tend to like live food. Even if you don't see it, you realize that they're eating live food in the form of in the algae in your tank or in the plants or in the substrate. There's some little white dots, the little specks you see once in a while kind of thing. And if you don't have a bunch of other species in there with them, there'll be plenty for them to eat, just having 3 or 4 in a, say, 10 gallon or something. So yeah. I appreciate you guys calling out for all the likes. It's easier to hit that like button when it's on your screen. I hope it is, rather than hidden. My friend had a rainbow darter. It is a very interesting fish. Yeah, they are. Also, somebody else said, oh, I keep gambusia. spotfin shiners, fathead minnows, goody eye, and then least killies. You know, I think the bluefin killies or the what are they? Lucanusi? Is that the name? Now I'm forgetting. Anyways, bluefin killifish are incredible, and I love them. I wish I had some. I left some at Grant and Shelby Eater's house in Florida like 2 years ago, and they kept a bunch of them for a while. Oh, Asha, how's it going? Welcome. Yes, Arkansas has about a dozen native Mad Toms, tiny catfish. We have native sunfish of all sizes. Yeah, you guys have a lot of sunfish and like channel cats, blue cat. You guys have a lot of little different stuff going on out there. Yeah, Jordanella Floridae. Yes, the flagfish. Those are pretty cool. They're a pretty fish. They're underrated, and they only mate once in their life, which is really interesting. But they're super easy to find, which confuses me. Like, if they really only mate once in their life, like all the literature says, like, why are they in every puddle that I find in Florida? Like, I find those things everywhere. And a lot of them are so colorful when you pull them out of the water immediately that you're like, what is this? Is this a jewel cichlid or something? And then it colors down within 10 seconds. And you'll never see them at that full color of as in the wild. But yeah. Chris, never seen aquarium. Oh, okay. Yeti. Southern red belly dace are my favorite. They have small and native. Nice. Yeah, I like the dusky shiners too. And you know, sunfish, I think they are going to enter the hobby like discus or like an unheated discus. Or and I think people will start to line breed those. There's just too many colors and too many variations out there in the Lepomis in genus. I mean, what are there? 32 Lepomis recognized now. They're incredible. Yeah, and also I think that the little live bear is exactly one six element. The little Lamia live bears, tiger Lamias, the humpback Lamias, the metallic ones. I think they are all. I think they're all going to be more and more popular again, just because there's something new for serious fish keepers. I don't think they'll ever be popular for new fish keepers because they're just not shiny enough. They're not bright enough. They're not glowfish. Let's see here. Swamp Beast, where are you at? 10:30 a.m. and I have the air conditioner on. Are you in Australia or something? Yeah, I wish you could get more native fish around here. 2025, the year of the Endler, Ira says. You know, Glow Koi on Instagram, is that for real or is that something you just made up? Because I really am nervous now that you said that. Now, I've been doing research and I was able to tell y'all, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to because I'm proud that I figured this out by looking at patent work and research paper. But I figured out that they were going to do the Corydoras and the angelfish most likely next, like 5 years ago. And I said it on the channel. And I'm happy that, that I was right and that I didn't just make it up. But yeah, I found the attempts to make them and then an attempt to publicly publish it. And I don't know if they'll do that again because a couple people like a year before it came out knew what was up and they didn't want that. They wanted it to be a big rollout surprise. But I think they're going to do a pleco next from what I'm looking at. And I think they're going to do shrimp and I think they're also going to try to do actual glow in the dark. So not UV reactive, but like phosphorescent, photoreactive, glow in the dark fish. They've done it already. I mean, they've done it with mice. They've done it with cats and dogs' noses and stuff like that. It's doable, but I think they're going to try to put that into the hobby in the next couple years, if not like maybe even this year. And more colors of the betta and angel for sure. Alex Fishery, any ideas the effects of guar gum in our aquarium? Seems like they added it to San Francisco brine shrimp cubes just to make them float longer. You know, they put that in the spirulina tabs on some brands too, and I'm sure it's safe for the fish, but I wonder if it binds them up at all if they eat a lot of it. But at the same time, like the protein itself can bind them up way faster than the actual like the exoskeletons of brine shrimp or the exoskeletons of worms or whatever. Most invertebrates can kind of gum up, along with the high protein levels, can gum up a fish's digestive tract pretty quickly, especially if they've got kinks in their digestive tract. I am going to try to have Rebecca, wait, is that her name? Rebecca Bentley. Yeah, Rebecca Bentley on the channel, hopefully sooner than later, because she did a great video about how we're doing a disservice to our plecos. There are not really any carnivore plecos. There are like 3 or 4 that eat primarily insects and or like fish and food. Fish for food rather, or frogs or whatever, bats, stuff that falls in the water, dead stuff, and that's it. And they're not super popular in the hobby. Like all of the leopard frog and the zebras have been called carnivorous plecos for years, and there have been published papers out since 15 years ago that say that the isotope does not show, the isotope data of their skeleton or cartilage does not show that they have incorporated any more than about 40% meat in any cases. Same with looking at their stomachs. They're still eating biofilm and things like cyanobacteria, spirulina even, to get all that biofilm to get their protein. They may be high protein consumers, but yeah. Oh, thank you, Zombie Cat. I appreciate that. Yeah. For those who aren't Facebook friends with me, I do have a Christmas story I could tell y'all, but I'll keep it short right now. I'll do the long version of it another time. But I believe in carrying Narcan. This will get the stream definitely demonetized, but I have a video coming out that's going to get this. I hope it doesn't get my channel booted, but if I'm gone tomorrow, you'll know what happened, because I have a video on. I thought I had it right here. I had a video on. I have a video on Danios, depression, and ketamine, and what it means for humans. And it's really interesting research that just came out about where depression comes from in humans, like evolutionarily, and that we share these weird traits with fish, that we get depressed, and that before we get depressed, what it really is it's us giving up any sort of serotonergic or dopamine based response or reward for progress or for trying. So basically we just give up trying before we even realize we're quote unquote depressed. Well, in fish, they will stop swimming against the current once they realize it's futile. But if you give them certain substances they can last much longer against the current. And you may think, okay, yeah, give them steroids and they'll be stronger. It's not like that. They may still have plenty of strength, but something clicks in their head and they're like, I'm never going to make it upstream. I better go downstream, even if that means I get pinned against a rock and I can't breathe and I suffocate. Like, they just give up. And there is this evolutionary urge or desire to give up innate, even in like very simple vertebrate animals. Mice, they find it too. Like when they put them on a wheel every day and they don't get a reward after a while, and you know, they've done their exercise and whatnot, they'll do it too. Bring her on. We have a very bad girl.
Being very bad, trying to get in the fish tank.
The cat is trying to get into the new Aquascape fish tank, apparently.
Say hi.
Say hi. She's so happy, guys. This is my little kitty Sprinkle. Can I hold her?
Princess Buttercup.
Princess Buttercup is not her name. This is Sumi. Come on, Sumi. Hang out with Daddy for just a sec. You guys have all met Sumi probably, but she's very restless tonight and she's very bad. She has kicked sodas off the counter and like completely sealed ones. They've blown up and sprayed over the whole room. That was really fun. She ate all of our plants. We basically can't keep any plants anymore. She is now figuring out how to get into the fish tanks, which at first I was like, hallelujah, it's not a problem. And now we're realizing she doesn't care about the fish, but she does want to drink the water out of them. But any case, let me finish my little aside here. Stephen P., good to see you. Monster Fish Gal Lori, good to see you. Beto Great Lakes, good to see you too. What live bears would be good to breed this year? One moment. I think weird live bears is what I would say. I would do like metallic live bears or black chin metallic live bears or like Costa Rican tooth carps or tiger teddies or tiger lamias or some goody eds. Goody eds don't seem to sell though, but when you get the cute, they gotta have some feature like a stripe or dots or something that makes them cute, and those seem to sell just because there's something novel. If you have a fish club, maybe you have someone who will want it just because it's, you know, saving a species or something, but that would be my thought. Also, of course, whatever's the whatever's the hot new guppy or whatever, hot new guppy, hot new flower horn, hot new cichlid, hot new peacock bass. There's always going to be that each year too. But you know, I think the pure gold and also the pure platinum with the silver gene, those guppies are going to be worth a lot of money. Matthew, thank you so much. $10 super chat. Hello from South Carolina, going to set up a 29-gallon tank. My well water is soft and about 6.4 pH. Any suggestions for fish in those parameters? Yeah, man, that's those, you know, that's actually great parameters. I love that. That's not far from what I end up with. If you do you know what your TDS is? Because like if your KH is in the like 4 or 5 range or, you know, something like that, like it's there, but it's just not much, then that's great because then you don't even have to buffer the water or anything. But if you use an aqua soil or soil, but I would use an aqua soil just because it's so much easier, less of a mess, less of a chance of the ammonia leaching. I have a whole episode on why I like aqua soil. Even if you use, you know, fluval stratum or you like something like that, that's pretty all over. You could probably buy one $50 bag. I know that sounds expensive, but it'll last you 3 to 5 years as long as you're not running CO2 and like super high lights. It'll last you a while if you're not digging in it. But I mean, in that water is like ideal for, and in a 29-gallon, you got a little bit of height. I would say like something like Valenti, gouramis, like rainbow ninja gouramis as they're sometimes called, or the rainbow gourami. They're really cool. The chocolate gouramis are really cool. Crossbar chocolate gouramis. Those are all like in the kind of semi-peaceful gourami, and they like to hang out mid-water to top, and they love acidic water, but they can breathe air too, so you don't have to worry about too much. They also don't produce a ton of ammonia in their like going to the bathroom and stuff. But you can also always keep like more rasboras, more tetras, danios, anything from the rainforest, pencilfish. I mean, most of that rainforest stuff is right in that 6.5 to 7 pH range, soft water. Add some botanicals, but also add a little bit of crushed coral to kind of stop the pH from swinging. And then a little bit of crushed coral, like I'm talking a cup just sprinkled over the top of the substrate every 6 months or every year, should bring your TDS up a little bit and your pH up just a tiny bit, but then it really stabilizes the tank biologically, bacterially, and for the shells of any snails or little shrimp or anything like that, you know. So what I was gonna say though is, oh, Big Steve's glass boxes. Thank you for the gifted membership. Do I have any Hawaiian blue Moscows? I do not, Guppy Fever. I think Bentley Pasco has Luke Roebuck's old blue Hawaiian, or what are they? Hawaiian bluegrass. Are they Moscow? Moscow blue Hawaiian Moscow. Wait, Hawaiian blue Moscow. Hawaiian blue Moscow. Hawaiian bluegrass Moscow. Is that what they're called? I can't remember the exact name of his fish, but he's got a channel, Bentley Pasco, Pascoe, and sometimes he sells fish from time to time, but they're also out there like on Aquabid, and sometimes like Dan's Fish would get them, and like, or somebody would sell them, I guess. But you know, Aquatic Arts has been getting some cool guppy strains in lately too. Check them out. You can use the code FISHTERY15 for 15% off of their stuff anytime. I can't gift. No, I can't gift memberships. You can't gift yourself a membership. You can buy yourself a membership for $1.99. But yeah, you can't gift yourself a membership unless there's some craziness going on there. I mean, that's what buying it is, I guess. Yes. Anyhow, I was gonna tell you guys something. Nice, Beast of from the East. Thank you, buddy. You just got gifted. It's not showing up that you did yet. Barbara Jackson, what's going on? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Alex, how does hydrogen sulfide in cluttered tanks affect fish? Do plants remove those gases? No. Well, yes, the plants slowly can tap into those gases, but moreover, those gases, when they release from a pocket, they move so quickly through the water column that they're not diffusing. I mean, have you seen how obsessed people are with CO2 and it having micro bubbles and having like reactors and stuff so that they can get the most amount of tiny bubbles to come to the surface and to make the most agitation to give the most surface area of CO2 and oxygen exchange and blah, blah, blah. Barely any of that gets into your water column, and none of it enough to harm your fish. Now, in the real world, in bogs and things like that, where it's built up for hundreds or thousands of years, yes, there is hydrogen sulfide, there is carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. There are these weird events that can happen where, like, for instance, I think it's Lake Matumbu, I think it was called, in was it Zaire at the time, maybe, or the Congo? I can't remember for sure. You guys can look it up though. And like something like, I think 2,000 people died in these villages because the lake basically burst. A giant bubble came up and it went down into the low-lying parts around the lake, and people just suffocated in their sleep without even knowing whatever happened. Yeah, but beyond all that, there is an absolutely incredible document that was on Aquarium Co-op's page, on their plant page, their care page, and it was reposted by Serena Mango, who's one of our main mods. Lake Nyos in Cameroon. Okay, Lake Nyos in Cameroon. Thank you, Stephen. I know there's been a couple. Is that the big one that I'm thinking of, where like 2,000 people died or whatever? I think there was another one where like 800 people died too. Anyways, it happens from time to time naturally due to like seismic shifting and like permafrost thawing and weird other things like that. But it won't happen in your aquarium now. But also, you know, that's a big CO2 disaster. Yes, for sure. Let me.
She unplugged something on she not.
The Xbox, the cat unplugged the Xbox, and now my wife can't watch TV, which is going to be a problem for you guys because I have to fix it for her, and that's going to write that will in a minute here if it doesn't work out. I'm going to have to get going, you guys, but I will stream again. Hopefully, I'll try my best to do it on Tuesday as long as I'm functional and everything. And then maybe again, I don't know. I might even do it again, say Monday, if I have some time tomorrow in the afternoon. But yeah, 1,700 people in 1986, massive release of gas occurred in Lake Nyos, according to the Googles. Yes, crazy. So last thing I wanted to say was somebody mentioned, and I do want to stand on my podium, especially if I get in trouble tomorrow for my ketamine. I have to say ketamine, I think, so that they won't catch ketamine. I don't know. We'll see what happens if I get caught. I am not saying it's good to do it. I'm just reporting the news, guys. But I have a feeling they're out to get me, and they've already cited me twice for illegal substance because of fungi videos. And if I get cited for talking about research into neurology in fish with the use of ketamine, I'm going to be so mad in the upload I have. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to stand by my work, hopefully not lose anything or get suspended or whatever. But yeah, Bob does have a stream tomorrow at the same time, but I can figure out what time he streams, or I could stream right over him. But what I was going to say is I believe in carrying Narcan. On Christmas, I was carrying Narcan, naloxone, if you will. I had a vial of it sitting right here, but I think it's over on the table in the other room. And I literally gave a guy this. He was halfway in the street when I was driving home from a gas station. I was alone on Christmas evening. Nobody was with me. My wife was flying home from Florida, and I picked her up, or I was going to pick her up late that evening, but she got an Uber. And I went up to the gas station to get a soda and some snacks and just kind of get out of the house right after it got dark. And it was windy, stormy. It was about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, like whatever that is, 3 or 4 Celsius. And with the wind, it was almost freezing. And there's this guy without a shirt on, with a beard and long hair, and he's laid out in the street like this, and his shirt's pulled up over his head, off him, and there's 3 other people like pounding on him, trying to like resuscitate him, slap him awake. And I had Narcan in my car because I believe in carrying it, and I volunteered with a street group that does work like that, carries it around, sees what resources people need. And I used it and it didn't work. And so we called 911, of course, and they were busy because it was Christmas. So I had to drive all the way home. 9 minutes later, I got back with injectable and a whole vial just because I happened to have one. Most people would never have that. But I then gave him 4 shots, 4 doses with the needle of it. And he finally went, after 9.5 minutes or whatever it was of not breathing. And that was Christmas night. And that's the fourth stranger I've given Narcan to. Everybody can carry it. Most places you can get it free. I know that it's like $100 if you go in and ask for it and you don't know what you're doing. But there's endoverdose.net, I believe, or .org, and they will show you places to get it free. A lot of places, the library or the fire station near you will do it. A lot of places, your insurance will cover too every year just to have for you or family members. And if you get prescribed an opiate now, they actually require to offer that you get some. It's a new law, federal. But in any case, I don't know if he got clean, if he went right back to it, whatever happened, but he has the chance to decide to get clean. And maybe he'll clean up his life. Maybe he'll clean up 40 other people's lives and save many other people. And I don't know, maybe he'll go be a Nobel laureate. Who do I know? I mean, what do I know how he's going to turn out? It's probably not the case, but maybe. And, you know, if you can get it, if it's under $40, even if you had to buy it on your own, I feel like it's something like mace, or that people would carry for protection. They spend money on that. Like, why not every day carry Narcan? You could save a life. You can literally bring someone back from certain death with a little inhaler that you carry, that's legal for you to carry. And you don't ever know whose kid. I just heard a story about another YouTuber who I'm friends with, and his son was 22, and he graduated from college, went to a party. He was drinking a lot, and he was totally out of it. Somebody offered him some powder that he thought was Coca-Cola, and it was, but it had something else in it, and he dropped dead and died, and nobody had Narcan. Everybody freaked out thinking they'd get arrested in a different state than this one. Seattle, Washington, Portland, California, you won't get arrested for calling for help. There are states I know where you still will get arrested for calling for help for someone in that situation. But thank you, 186 Element, man. Carry it every day. Yeah. I mean, it's not about if you need it. I mean, maybe you'll come across something and touch something that was left out. That stuff is that strong that, like, you touch it, you rub your eye or your nose, or I don't know, crazy things happen. But we should have, it should be around, because it took the medics 14 minutes to get there. Well, the cops 14 minutes to get there without this guy breathing. So it was a miracle that he woke up and under his own power stood up and everything. Incredible. No, nobody up here is on that. No police. And in fact, most people were never. Freshwater Alert, thank you for the super chat. This is the last thing I'm going to say before I clear out tonight. But just to let you know, a lot of people around here report on Seattle and how the whole city was taken over by crazy people. Seattle's just like any other city. There's crazy people, there's normal people. Yes, it tends to be a left-wing city, but it tends to be just normal people like everywhere else. And 8, I don't know, city blocks of a park got taken over during COVID and protests and stuff because the police let it happen. They could have squashed that night if they felt like it, but it would have been a big riot, just like Seattle has had several other big riots. So they let these clowns run it for, I think, a month, and which was way too long and really stupid. But my point is, 99.9% of Seattle wasn't there, and people were doing whatever it is they do. We still have 40% Republican in the city too. And yeah, so my point is that we have issues just like anyone else, but like right now we have an active, like, we need more police city council. There was a city council for a while. It wasn't that they wanted to get rid of the police, they wanted to hire more crisis people and more mental health and that end of the spectrum stuff. And it got put under the name defund the police, fund mental health, which is a mess. Terrible marketing, and a lot of the people were stupid that were on the mic and spread around the country. But of course, you only see the sensational stuff. Most of the country was fine. Most of Seattle was fine. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys are. Yes, it was just a few blocks, nowhere near City Hall. Actually, it was a few blocks in a bad part of town. Essentially, well, it's now getting gentrified, but it's a part of town where there's several murders every summer, like probably 7 or 8 every summer, regardless. And there were 3 that summer, which is not good. But it's just, my point being is that it wasn't a great part of town, so that's why the cops are like, sure, you guys can have that play field if you want, where like the homeless people hang out. Have fun with that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't want to talk about all that again, but yeah, just think about carrying that. No matter where you are in the spectrum, you know, the freaking reddest states are having the worst problems with opiate overdose deaths. So, you know, carry it there. All right, you guys, much love, and I hope everybody has a great evening. And I will try to make a video of the fish that I think are going to be popular, specifically with pictures of them and stuff. Hopefully that'll be coming out this week. All right, you guys, take care and have an awesome evening. Much love, and bye-bye.